Hey, I'm Mark Ronson, and today we're doing GQ's action replay for Nothing Breaks Like a Heart featuring Miley Cyrus.
Well, there's broken silence by thunder crashing in the dark.
So basically, I guess the film begins with the video begins with a not so subtle message of like a child playing with bullets, and Miley's very, proactive and adamant about a lot of causes, LGBTQ, gun control. So it was really important for her in this video to make those statements. And so the video kind of starts with that. And then also, although this song came out of my breakup album, and it was, the song that we wrote together, that probably started off as more of a relationship thing. I think Miley really wanted to make this video a little bit more about some things to take a stance on, and the sense of there's a lot of, not to sound cliche, but there's quite a lot of heartbreak in the world right now between issues and people kind of really pitted against each other. So she wanted to make this video a little more universal, less personal. So that's why there's kind of these issues. And all right, let's keep watching. That's actually my favorite shot of the video, the long tracking shot of, I don't know any film terms, but like the nuns and like the football players and everything. I just think it's so beautiful. I remember when we were there shooting it on the day, they had a second unit shooting all this stuff. And this guy ran up and he's like, check out these, what they're shooting with the drones. They were using like drones to shoot that. And I really thought it's definitely my favorite shot, the one that stays in my mind from this video. That and the one of her amazingly shaped posterior.
This world can hurt you, it cuts you deep and leaves a scar. Things fall apart, but nothing breaks like a heart.
I still get like a chill, like even, I guess because I haven't listened to this song maybe from the beginning in a while and haven't watched the video, but when her voice first comes in and then she said, this world can hurt you, it cuts you. It's like her voice, she has such an incredible voice, and the voice really does like cut right through. And the song wasn't written that way, like with the intro. It actually started, with the guitar riff and the verse. And I wanted to do something a bit like an acoustic country style guitar figure, but over this kind of jazz shuffle with a kick drum underneath. So like kind of a dance thing. I don't know why. It's like so many genres and things like mixed together a little bit in it. But I had this idea, and then I was working with this songwriter on my album Late Night Feelings named Ilse, who came up. She said, what about, I got this idea of these things, like, these things that move and like cut you and things, but like things that break, but nothing breaks like a heart. And I just thought it was such a beautiful sentiment. So much so I was like, there's no way nobody's ever written that before, It felt so kind of like it had been around forever. So we had this little chorus idea, and I'd been trying to work with Miley for 4 years because I'd seen her sing on TV, and anytime she sings in a slightly country tone, it always kills me, like in a good way. So I was kind of chasing her, we never quite got together, sending a text a lot, then a little less, then I'd try again. And we had this idea, and I just sent it to her, and I was like, maybe try one more time. And I was shocked. She wrote right back. She was like, yeah, you in LA, I'll come and record it, She was in her house in Malibu at the time. And she came down and she sang the chorus just to hear it, what her voice would sound like singing it, because she liked the idea, and, she was down to write the rest of the song, write the verses. But I remember the first time hearing her go on the mic to sing it, like, all the hairs stood up on my arm, basically. I was just like, holy shit, like, this is like, it's like the song that she was sort of born to sing, and she liked it. She did a few takes, she wrote the rest of the verses with Ilse, and that was kind of it. And then as the song got more and more developed, I just felt like it needed to open with just the strings and her voice for this kind of like just really grand opening moment. And so that was something that came a little bit later, and we did these great string arrangements with Chris Elliott, this arranger who I worked on Back to Black with. So that's kind of like how the song came to be in this arrangement.
nothing breaks like a heart. I heard you on the phone last night. We live and die by pretty lies, you know.
So the reason that I will be paying back the budget of this video for the rest of my career is basically because we went to Kiev to shoot it. And Miley had this really strong vision and idea for the video that she told me. So she had discussed with Roman Gavras, this other incredible, film and music video director who I've actually known for a little while, this idea of Miley in a car and the car ending up in these places that you wouldn't expect it, because there's something about seeing a car driving down the street, which is totally normal, but suddenly you see a car in a supermarket or a car in a strip club or a car in the middle of a casino, and it's sort of like unnerving because you're playing with reality and what people are used to seeing. So Roman and I had the idea, and then we went to We Are From LA, this amazing directing duo from Paris that came up with this incredible concept of how to execute it. Because at first I was like, okay, there's a car in a supermarket, but I don't get it. So then they came up with realizing the whole idea. Actually, she's on the run and she keeps crashing into these places, and you understand that that's why she's on the run and the cops are chasing her, because she keeps smashing her car into places where she shouldn't be. So that's kind of how the whole idea came about. And then we went to Kiev because I guess that's the easiest place to shut down a 6-lane bridge, and it looks kind of a little bit like America. Obviously it's a tiny bit of a Noto influenced by the famous O.J. Simpson white Bronco chase, and there's a bit of this element. So we shot it in Kiev with this amazing crew and these stunt drivers, and went there for 3 days, and I don't know how they shut down a bridge, but they did it.
We both know it. These silver bullet cigarettes, this burning house, there's nothing left, it's smoking.
So this is the first place, the strip club, where they were like, okay, she's in the strip club. It's a little bit of a not so subtle, thing on religion and whatever else. I really just let Miley kind of run with this, you can tell.
But we both know it. We got all night to fall in love, but just like that we fall apart. We're broke.
This is a scene from the video quite a lot of people talked about, and I think obviously, I don't really have to spell out why, but I remember when Miley was looking at the edit of the video, she sent me a still of this and she said, "This is how I'm going to break the internet, Mark." She was right.
We're broken. Nothing gonna save us now.
I mean, if I worked out and looked that good, I would also have a shot like that in one of my videos.
Well, there's broken silence by thunder crashing in the dark, and there's broken records spinning endless circles in the bar, spin round in the bar. This world can hurt you, it cuts you deep and leaves.
The other thing about Miley's voice is it's so powerful that actually even in a strip club during playback, because when you're doing this, you're not like lip syncing and pretending to move your mouth, you're actually singing, so it looks real, but her voice is so strong and projects that even during playback in a strip club with 100 people in it, you could hear her over the music.
And leaves a scar. Things fall apart, but nothing breaks like a heart. And nothing breaks like a heart.
No brick walls were harmed in the filming of this video. That is a fake wall.
Cold as ice and high and dry.
I never knew how this happens to stunt drivers. Basically, Miley's in the front of the car, it's moving, and there's a guy in the boot of the car, like hunched up like this with a little screen next to him that's got a camera on the front of the road, and he's actually driving the car like this inside. So it's almost like he's playing a video game, but like with your life.
High and dry, the desert wind is blowing. It's blowing.
That was another, how Miley felt it was important to kind of take a stand on gun control and school shootings, and that's,
Leaves a scar. Things fall apart.
old people can have fun in a jacuzzi too. That was the statement that we wanted to make. They did an amazing job of like making this look like a real like kind of California highway patrol chase here. So yeah, it's insane. I mean, actually, having not watched it for a while and like looking how like filmic and epic this thing seems, it's pretty crazy. That's my favorite extra. For some reason, I just think it looks cool with the. I never realized he's got like a weird piercing under the lip before, but yeah, cool looking kid. Okay. So being in videos with people like Bruno Mars and Miley Cyrus, who are like obviously these like towers of charisma and talent, it's never really my thing that I felt the need to be like, in the video, I'm like happy just to be standing next to Bruno going like this for like 4 minutes. And in this video as well, I was just like, I don't really want to be in the video that much, whatever you think, but like just do me a favor, like when I'm in it, can I do something cool and memorable? And they were like, yeah, I think we're gonna have you like driving next to Miley, like in the car, and you wave. And I was like, at this point I knew the budget was pretty heavy. I was like, can I jump from the car to the other car? Or is that like on some Fast and Furious shit? Or is that a little bit expensive if we spent all the money on the strippers? So they were like, no, I think we can do it. We'll see what we can do. So fair play to them that they found a way. Obviously that's a stunt double. This is really me leaning out of the moving car, swinging in. So I guess I did like half of a stunt. So that blue shirt, I showed up in Kiev, and they had like, there was a stylist who had some quite odd clothes for me. Some nice stuff, but like lots of like transparent anoraks and just some super fashiony stuff that would look amazing probably on A$AP Rocky or Troye Sivan. And one time I was in this vintage shop that's on Blandford Street in London. I saw this blue shiny silk disco shirt, and I was like, I'll probably never wear this, but if ever there's a day when I'm like, damn, I wish I had a shiny Smurf blue disco shirt, and I think like I could have bought that shirt for 50 quid that day, I'd be bummed out. So I show up on set, and Miley's like a complete encyclopedic knowledge of fashion, eras, everything. She goes, oh my God, you're wearing, that's the shirt Madonna wore to the 1998 VMAs with Anthony Kiedis that was for Tom Ford's first collection for Gucci that she wore as a nod to the way Kate Moss wore. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I know you're wearing. So I was wearing a shirt that I bought from a nearly new vintage shop that I didn't realize was like an iconic piece of fashion history. So there we go. So I'm wearing a woman's blouse, actually, and I let Miley have it after the shoot because she was like, oh, I've been looking for that shirt, you know, for like 10 years. I love all these shots of just her like dead-eyed into the camera while all this mayhem is going on away, and she just looks incredible, and the look, her dress, the hair and stuff, she's just, she's a boss. The shot too is great. It was pretty great because, you know, I was there for a lot of the days of shooting, but I didn't see a lot of this stuff till the video was finished. So like even watching this back for the first time, seeing this shot, this overhead shot was really like, it was just exciting to see all this stuff pulled off. It's funny, like I haven't listened to the song really in a while, like so like to hear it, and then obviously something that I worked so hard on for 6 months until like the minute it was finished, and then to have a little space from it to listen to it, I'm like, damn, it's a pretty good song. It's quite emotional too. Kind of an obvious thing to say, but like just hearing her voice in the strings, I'm like, oh, now I know why people like it.